Welcome, I'm the Deadwood Jedi, and today we're doing another Raid Shadow Legends video for you. I'm in my account today. We're doing another version of this Santa Unkillable team. I'm super excited about these guys. It took me a long time to put these together, so I want to share all these permutations with you guys here. Today, this one's going to be Sir Nick, and then we're going to bring Taurus back in today, but this time we're going to be using him on a 4-3 ratio. Basically, we're going to do this without a cleanser. For Taurus, that becomes tricky, right? We have to put him at a 4-3. So the speeds had to change, but it works, guys, and it works really well. So let me go ahead and show you the champions. Now, if you've been seeing my other videos, the other champions haven't changed, right? Painkeeper's still at the same speed. Sir Nick's at the same speed. All these guys are exactly the same as they were. The only difference is going to be Taurus. It's the only change that we need to make. So you can see we have them going a little bit faster, 229 speed, can go as low as 227, but you kind of want to keep between 227 to like 230. If you go too much faster, it starts to break the composition. You can go a little bit faster, I think, but I'll have the ranges on the website per usual, so you guys can fully see exactly how it works. And it's definitely going to, determine who else you're bringing in. But we're going to be using Taurus here in this Unkillable composition. It should be pretty remarkable. You can see the masteries I have, support tree, attack tree, just to get more damage. One thing we're missing, though, you'll notice, no life drinker. This is going to be, it's not crucial, but it certainly helps. We want his HP to be the lowest on the team. He's not Skull Crusher. He's not putting Unkillable on other people. So the only thing guiding the stun to him is going to be his low level of HP. Now, Taurus is a fantastic champion, guys. Really, really good. He has this weaken ability on his A2 and this Toxic Nova ability on his A3. This is why I wanted to bring him in, because not only does it give him Unkillable, it takes his HP down to 1 HP, and it puts out 4 poison. So not only is he doing okay damage as an attacker, he's putting debuffs on the clan boss, and he's making it easier for him to take the stun because he's bringing his HP down so low so quick. I kept thinking, oh, this has got to be a great champion for the budget Unkillable team, which actually he is. I think there's lots of ways you could actually use him in the budget Unkillable team to make that work, although it's a little tricky making sure he does have to heal up some in order to take the stun, but that's definitely an option. But I figured we could do it without the budget part, right? Why slow him down? We just bring him in there and he can start doing some work. And that's basically what we're doing here today with this build, is we're bringing in Taurus, we're having him like really suck down all of his energy and all of his HP, and then Painkeeper's going to heal him up just enough so that he's a preferred stun target. And so I think this is going to work really nicely. Actually, I know it's going to work really nicely. We're going to do good damage with this build, guys. So go ahead and check this out. Today is a little bit shorter as I'm just covering this part with Taurus. I want to show you guys the potential that he brings. And basically, this is who I would use when we're facing the Blue Affinity Clan boss, when we're facing the Red Affinity Clan boss. I would prefer to use Taurus over Skull Crusher, though they both are good options there. But basically, you can do Taurus build and the Skull Crusher build, and you have the Santa Unkillable fully covered at that point. After that, it's just about maximizing the damage that you want to do. So pretty significant, I think. Pretty awesome. As always, guys, hit that subscription, notification bell, like the video if at the end of this you found it valuable, you found it enjoyable. That said, let's go ahead and jump in, and you guys can watch this run. All right, guys, so we're going to do another Ultra Nightmare run with this Santa Unkillable team here. This one's going to be a Santa Taurus combination. And in order to make this work really nice, let me show you really quickly. So we're gonna bring in Bad Alcazar instead of Doom Priest. Now, by bringing Bad Alcazar, we're not able to cleanse the stun. And so we have to make adjustments for that. Bad Alcazar can still cleanse the debuffs, which is gonna be great. And I've shown you guys, or I'm going to show you, the Spirit Affinity version of this is gonna be different from every other version. You have to bring in a different stun target. You can't use Taurus. But because we're bringing in a Skull Crusher for Spirit Affinity, we don't actually need we can still use Bad Alcazar just to clear the debuffs, and we just don't need to cleanse the stun. Now, because we have Taurus, who's on a 4-turn, his Unkillable is a 4-turn cooldown, right? Because it's on 4 turns, we do actually have to cleanse the stun, or we have to get him going faster. So in this version, we actually get him going faster at 227 speed. And so we're gonna have Taurus at 227. Bad L is gonna be our cleanser. We're gonna use everybody else. Now we don't have to cleanse with Bad L, but I don't really like the debuffs that we get, especially against blue affinity, red affinity as well. So it is nice to have that, but we could just bring in a DPS champion. That would be just fine. We could bring in more poisons. We could bring in a decreased attacker. We could bring in a variety of champions to fill that spot. Now, if we bring in a Painkeeper here, A1, just like we would start with any of the others, there goes Taurus. And then we're gonna go ahead A1 there with Battle Khazar. And everybody's gonna kind of use their skills. We get the shield out from Sir Nick, as always. And then combat tactics right there. And now we're gonna go ahead and use Toxic Nova. And we're pretty close to being in tune here. Now, here's one of the trips. We're gonna go ahead and have Battle Khazar use this and cleanse those debuffs right before the stun. We're gonna get that heal going. There goes. She goes, and then we gotta get the A1 here from Sir Nick. And this turn, he gets an attack, but that's gonna be the last time he gets an attack before the stun, after the Toxic Nova. And now we should be pretty much in tune. So, as I said, the stun isn't cleared, it's not cleansed. And that's okay. Get that block, all that stuff. There we go. A1. We should be in good shape here. All right, there goes Battle Khazar. Go. And we're still in it. Combat tactics right there. Great. Everybody's cooldowns are reset. Fantastic. Go ahead and get that shield going. And now we can Toxic Nova it again. Battle Khazar does his little bit. So if we had any debuffs, he would take care of them. Now he doesn't go first right away, not on that turn. After this, he will go first before everybody else, so you don't have to worry about any of the debuffs. And there that happens. The A1 here. There goes the stun. And we should be in tune. So you see the first turn was Taurus getting the stun cleared. Second turn was Painkeeper going. Here goes Battle Khazar. There goes Fane. And now Taurus is going to take a second turn. Painkeeper is going to take a second turn. And then we get the Unkillable from Sir Nick. And that's going to keep us right in tune, guys. There goes the AoE. There goes that. Get the cooldown reduction. Perfect. Fane's going to do her business. And there goes Sir Nick with the shield. And then there goes Battle Khazar with the cleanse again. We get Toxic Nova going. And get that A2 working. So now there is a ton of healing in this composition, even more than when we have Doom Priest in. So we do want to make sure we're manualing at least through these first 3 cycles here to ensure that Painkeeper uses her A2 ability. Once we hit turn count 10, the clan boss starts to hit considerably harder. And so we should, at that point, there should be some healing going on from Painkeeper, so that A2 should be fairly automatic. We'll want to keep an eye on that, make sure that is in fact the case, but in general, that's the way it goes. Get the cooldown. There goes Fane. There's the shield. And you can see we're starting to break through the shield now. I'm going to manual just a little bit longer to make sure this works on auto. Actually, I think we can go ahead and probably click auto right at this point. There we go. And I'll leave it running and you guys can watch. Okay, guys, this is the Nightmare run. In this one, I'm bringing in Septimus here for Bad Alcazar. I wanted to be able to show you guys the setup for Nightmare using this 4-3 ratio team. And just to give you guys a heads up, I'm actually filming this a couple days after I've done the rest of it because finally got red affinity on Nightmare. This is I've been using this composition for my main team. It's very good and easy to use, so I've actually been quite enjoying it. So it's pretty much identical to how you would do an Ultra Nightmare. You just have basically a 1-turn delay. So Painkeeper is going to do the A1 right there to start off. We're going to go ahead and start with the A2. It's fine with Taurus. And then it's just maximizing the damage possible from the rest of your champions. We can even do the Unkillable from Sir Nicholas right from the get-go. Obviously an A1 hit would do more damage, but I want to be fully in sync here. We're going to do the A1 again on turn count 1. First attack from Painkeeper. Painkeeper will get 2 attacks. Going to do the A1 there with Taurus. Wait to use his Unkillable ability. Everybody else just maximize the damage. There we go. And then we're going to do combat tactics with that second attack here. There it is. We get the shield from Sir Nicholas. Get the attack from the clan boss. And we're pretty much good to go as we put the Unkillable on Taurus's first attack right there. Everyone else is going to maximize the damage. Now we're going to go ahead and use the A2, the Spectacular Sweep, the heal ability. Get some HP on Taurus there. There goes Fane. And then Taurus, we definitely want to use this A2 ability. Taurus on his A1 has a heal. It's a natural heal there. So if you're struggling with the stun targeting, this is actually going to be a problem. So you want to make sure he uses this ability. Using it after the heal from Painkeeper, it should be on auto, so it shouldn't be an issue. There you go from Sir Nicholas. There goes the stun, and we're good to go. I just want to manual till we get the Unkillable ability up, but it should be right there on auto. So I don't anticipate any issues whatsoever. And there you go. See, you can see it on auto. There's the Unkillable, and I can click auto, and we're good to go. So that's the setup for Nightmare. It's very easy compared to Ultra Nightmare. The damage that we do here on Nightmare is comparable to what I do on Ultra Nightmare when I bring in Septimus as well. It is a really strong team, guys. Very, very strong. Definitely recommend don't use a cleanser like Bad Alcazar. That was my test, and I liked showing that to you guys so you can see how it is. But if you can bring in another damage dealer, it's going to have a much better effect for you. So definitely recommend that. Septimus is an excellent choice, but there's plenty of other champions you could bring in instead if you'd like to. Obviously, debuff extenders are great, but straight damage dealers are always valuable, especially in a setup like this. Couple things I usually get asked about that I can just let you guys know right away. No, you can't use Relentless. No, you don't want to use champions that have extra turns like Rhodos. Or even like a Whisper, but this is, I think, a really, really strong team. A lot of good potential here to doing this and making it work consistently and being very, very effective. So I love it. One of the things I wish I could do is I wish there was a champion that would really pair well with Taurus, someone that just brought decreased defense but did lots and lots of damage. I don't really know that champion myself. A budget version of this, though, you might want to bring in Frozen Banshee and Grave Chill Killer, because between the 3 of those champions, including Taurus, you'll have all the debuffs that you need. So that might be one possibility on a lower damage scale that might work for some of you guys. But that said, let's go ahead. I'll let you guys watch the rest of it, and we'll reconvene at the end. There you go, guys. 45 million damage. I think that's pretty significant. 1 key on Nightmare. And if you guys are wondering, how does this translate to Ultra Nightmare? Let me put up what I've done previously. As you can see, this is absolutely a 2-key Ultra Nightmare team as well. So if you're facing Void, Red, Blue Affinity, 2-key team, and as we saw in previous videos, if you're facing Green Affinity, it's still a 3-key Ultra Nightmare team. Okay, guys, so that was a run. I thought pretty significant kinds of damage there. Definitely a 2-key team when it all is said and done, which is awesome. You don't need to bring in a cleanser for this composition, and it can still work. Taurus can take that stun with the Painkeeper cooldowns, works out great. Now, you can always bring in a cleanser, say like a Bad El Khazar, or even a Doom Priest if you want, so you don't have to deal with the affinity debuffs. And those are significant. Decrease accuracy, decrease attack, those will have a real effect on your team. But obviously against Void, you don't necessarily need that either. But bringing in Taurus here, I think, is the preferred choice. I think he's just a great champion, especially for this type of a team, and really fun to use. So one of the best parts about this build in particular is it works exactly the same speeds on Nightmare as it does on Ultra Nightmare. The only difference are some of the cooldowns with Painkeeper. Basically, in that case, you just need to, when you're doing this on Nightmare, you just need to extend the cooldowns just a little bit further, just like one more click. So it's the only difference between the two is basically the cooldowns, and then it works perfectly against that. So it's a really nice composition in that it is versatile. It stays together. Obviously, affinity is going to be an issue, so you just bring in Skull Crusher when you need them, and you're good to go, guys. So hopefully this was helpful for you. I love the fact that we're able to bring in this champion as a 4-3 ratio champion, so we don't need to bring in a cleanse. We can bring in more DPS, and we can really do significant damage here. So hopefully this was enjoyable. If it was, go ahead and hit that subscription, notification bell, like the video, all that fun jazz. I'm going to be gone next week, just so you know. So if we don't have a lot of videos out, that's the reason why. And then I will come back, and we're going to be doing some work, guys. I'm real excited about this stuff. This is a fun build. We got another video coming out tomorrow. We're going to bring in Krila into this team and see how that works. Surprisingly easy, to be honest with you. But it's a fun little run, so I wanted to show that to you guys. All right, till next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.